The UK's antitrust authority is apparently considering a full investigation into Microsoft's hiring of staff from Inflection AI. And here are the three things that you need to know. The first thing about this is just what's happening. So basically, Inflection AI was founded in 2022 by a former Googler. Microsoft apparently liked the team, liked the leader, Mustafa Suleyman, and decided, hey, we'll hire everybody on the team essentially, or at least a large majority, including the head of the company. And this kind of raised the hackles of the CMA, which is Britain's equivalent to the FTC here in the United States. It's the authority that looks into antitrust concerns and that kind of thing. So the second thing you need to know is, well, what's going to happen next? So the CMA looked at this and basically said, okay, you acquired the entire Inflection team. That's kind of all the value of the company, right? So this is sort of a merger. You've basically acquired Inflection. And you didn't file all the paperwork for a merger. You basically just hired all the staff away without going through the normal formalities that we would like to see in order to have a big company like Microsoft merge with a smaller one, especially in a competitive space or a challenging space like AI. So the CMA is looking into whether they should do a full investigation. It's not a done deal yet. They're still considering whether they're going to do that. They have until September to make that choice of whether to move forward. Microsoft, for its part, says this is definitely not something that's anti-competitive. It's a very, again, competitive space, so we're just sort of making these acquisitions. We found this great person, and we want to put them and a chunk of their team in charge. So the third thing you need to know, though, is the sort of context that leads into this. So, traditionally, when regulators have looked into these kinds of mergers and antitrust concerns, it's been a very slow process. It takes decades. And in some cases, organizations like the FTC felt that they really went too slowly. So for example, when Facebook acquired, then known as Facebook, now it's Meta, acquired WhatsApp and Instagram, the FTC didn't really intervene, they didn't look into it, and a decade later, they're still trying to unwind those deals and saying, oh, you shouldn't have done that, we shouldn't have allowed that. So this represents probably a move by antitrust regulators to get ahead of issues and try to kind of intervene or at least investigate before a merger happens so that they're not left trying to unravel things years or decades later. So really, they're trying to move a lot faster. They're trying to look at these things a lot faster. And I think they see an opportunity with AI, since it's this new emerging space, to kind of be more proactive about these deals going forward. So should Microsoft be quaking in its boots up in Seattle and spilling its lattes up there? No, I don't think that that's the case. There's been other kind of acquisition-like moves by Microsoft and other folks in the industry that haven't ended up being investigated. So this is still at a very early stage. It might just be a signal from the CMA. Tread carefully, be careful, and make sure that you're preserving competition. And I think anyone who looks at the AI space would say there's a ton of competition in this space. Google, for example, is a huge competitor. Meta is a huge competitor, as well as all kinds of startups coming up in the space. So I don't think it's necessarily a huge problem for Microsoft, but it certainly indicates that these regulators are going to get a lot more aggressive about their enforcement of antitrust concerns with AI. They see an opportunity and they are going to run with it. If you found this analysis helpful, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, make sure you press that bell icon so I can keep you updated about all of the AI news beyond the hype.